How would you like to travel 2 to 10 times more than you do today? Or how about traveling 2 to 10 times cheaper than you do today? Both of these dreams can become your reality with just one smart decision. I'm going to reveal exactly what that decision is in a moment, but first, I need to introduce you to the secret weapon behind it: travel credit cards. Travel credit cards hold the key to unlocking exceptionally cheap travel. And when you can travel exceptionally cheaply, the world opens up to you. Over the past decade, I've used the exact strategy I'm about to show you to visit nearly 100 countries for next to nothing, and you can do the same. So if you want to see more of the world for less money, this video is going to be the most tactical thing I can give you to save you a ton of money on your travels. But before we get into things, why should you even listen to me? Well, over those past 10 years, I've also helped hundreds of thousands of Canadians save hundreds of millions of dollars by using credit cards in smart and creative ways. Because credit cards are the best way to cut your travel costs by 50 to 90%. So let me show you how to do exactly that as we dive into the first card, which is the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum. The TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum card, despite its platinum label, is actually the most affordable Aeroplan card offered by TD. It carries an annual fee of $89, but you'll get an equivalent $89 rebate for your first year, which means you essentially get the first year free. The welcome bonus on the card is actually pretty strong. You'll get 10,000 Aeroplan points after your first purchase and another 10,000 points after spending $1,000 in the first 3 months. 20,000 Aeroplan points will get you a one-way flight just about anywhere in North America, and it's even enough for a round-trip flight between two relatively close cities, like Toronto or Montreal and New York or Boston, or Vancouver and Seattle or Portland. This makes the card pretty appealing for anyone who wants to quickly accumulate some Aeroplan points without spending anything out of pocket. You'll also get at least 5 to 10% off car rentals with Avis and budget rent-a-car locations worldwide, which is another nice perk. But that's where the good stuff stops, because this card falls significantly short when it comes to earn rates. You'll earn 1 point per dollar spent on gas, groceries, and Air Canada purchases, and 1 point for every $1.50 spent on everything else. To be honest, these are pretty weak when you compare them to other cards, and as I'll show you in a minute, the difference between weak earn rates and strong earn rates can actually make a huge difference when it comes to how many Aeroplan points you end up with. So while this card may offer a quick injection of points with no upfront cost to you, it definitely won't bring you many points over the long term, which will be frustrating if you want to build up a serious Aeroplan balance. Now, one interesting thing you do get with the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum is Aeroplan family sharing, which allows up to 8 family members to combine their Aeroplan points to reach rewards faster. This can actually be pretty helpful if you're just a few thousand points short and you need to book a flight, and it's something I could have definitely used in the past. In my view, the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum is designed for anyone who wants to earn Aeroplan points but isn't willing to shell out for an annual fee, and it does a decent job of catering to that type of traveler. The problem is that if you're actually committed to earning Aeroplan points, there are much better cards for that. Plus, you will have to pay the annual fee on this card after the first year, and even with a pretty low annual fee of just $89, there are other cards in the same sort of price range that offer you a whole lot more. But the one thing I really can't overlook here are the card's weak earn rates. Every dollar you spend on the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum is a dollar you could be earning so much more from with another card. For example, when you spend $1,000 on groceries with the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum card, you'll earn 1,000 Aeroplan points. But with some other cards, you'll earn 2,000 or even 5,000 Aeroplan points for the exact same purchase, which means you're earning 2 to 5 times faster. If you did that every month for an entire year, you'd earn 12,000 Aeroplan points with the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum versus up to 60,000 Aeroplan points with other cards, which is a massive difference. 60,000 Aeroplan points is enough for a one-way flight just about anywhere in the world, while 12,000 points may not even get you across the country. So I know it's tempting to ignore earn rates and just look at the welcome bonuses and annual fees, but they don't tell you the full picture. If you want a good travel card, you need to look at earn rates, and the earn rates on the TD Aeroplan Visa Platinum simply aren't good enough. Let's move on to the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card. The CIBC Aeroplan Visa card offers a welcome bonus of 10,000 Aeroplan points on your first purchase with no minimum spending requirement and no annual fee. It's a straightforward, no-nonsense bonus that won't fly you around the world, but it's almost enough for a round-trip flight from Toronto or Montreal to New York or Boston, or Vancouver to Seattle or Portland. Those routes normally cost about 12 to 15,000 Aeroplan points, so you're most of the way there from this welcome bonus alone. One cool benefit of the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card is the 4th night free offer on hotel bookings you make with Aeroplan points. This effectively provides a 25% discount on 4-night stays, which can translate to some pretty substantial savings. For example, if you're making a hotel booking that would normally cost 100,000 points for 4 nights, you'd only need to redeem 75,000 points, saving you the extra 25,000. And this is ideal if you have a lot of Aeroplan points but prefer to use them on flights instead of hotels. Another great thing about the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card is that it gives you access to Aeroplan family sharing, which allows you and up to 8 family members to pool your Aeroplan points together, which makes it easier to make larger redemptions. The CIBC Aeroplan Visa card also gets you preferred pricing on Aeroplan rewards, which means you can book rewards for around 10% fewer points than everyone else. This is another great perk if you have a lot of Aeroplan points to spend, but this is where the problems begin with this card, because amassing such a large number of points is extremely difficult. The 10,000 points welcome bonus isn't bad for a free card, but the earn rates are. You earn just 1 Aeroplan point per dollar spent on gas, groceries, electric vehicle charging, and Air Canada purchases, and 1 Aeroplan point for every $1.50 spent on everything else. To be frank, these are really weak earn rates, so if you want to rack up a lot of points, this card just won't get you there. Maybe the math has already hit home for you here, but let's walk through it anyway. If you spend $1,000 a month on groceries and eating out, you'll earn 1,000 Aeroplan points with the CIBC Aeroplan Visa. But with one of the cards I'm going to share with you in a minute here, you'd earn 5 times more, or 5,000 points. That means that just on your $1,000 a month of food spending, you'll earn 60,000 points a year with that other card versus 12,000 points with this one, which is a difference of 48,000 points. And 48,000 points is enough for a one-way flight to Europe or Asia. So that's what you're giving up just by using the wrong card. But don't worry, I'll get you on track to make sure you're always earning what you deserve. Another drawback of the CIBC Aeroplan Visa card is that it has an income requirement of $15,000. This isn't that high, but still, if you're a student or just getting your first credit card, this requirement alone may disqualify you and lead to your application getting rejected. And when you add on its weak earn rates, this card starts to look a lot less enticing than it did just a few minutes ago. It's not terrible for a free card, but if you're willing to pay even a small annual fee, you can get a lot more in return. Up next is the BMO Ascend World Elite Mastercard. The BMO Ascend World Elite Mastercard comes with a welcome bonus of up to 90,000 BMO rewards points. You'll earn 45,000 points when you spend $4,500 in the first 3 months, and another 3,750 points in each month that you spend $2,500 on the card from months 4 to 15. 90,000 points sounds pretty compelling, but keep in mind that BMO rewards points are only worth a quarter to a third of what American Express membership rewards points are. So to compare apples to apples, you should think of these like 20 to 30,000 points, which isn't nearly as interesting. And when you factor in the fact that you need to spend $2,500 a month on the card for nearly a year to get the full welcome bonus, it's not nearly as good as it sounds. In fact, this is the one key takeaway for me for this card. It just isn't rewarding enough. For example, it earns 5 points per dollar on travel, 3 points per dollar on dining, entertainment, and recurring bill payments, and 1 point per dollar on everything else. But because these points are actually worth very little, this is more in line with an entry-level card than the mid-tier card it markets itself as. Now, one actually great benefit of the BMO Ascend World Elite Mastercard is that it comes with 4 lounge passes per year from Dragon Pass, which is especially nice if you don't get lounge access with any other credit card. It also comes with complimentary Boingo Wi-Fi, which gives you access to more than 1 million Wi-Fi hotspots all around the world, including in many airports. Another benefit you get with the BMO Ascend World Elite Mastercard are savings on car rentals, with up to 20% off National Car Rental and Alamo Car Rental, and up to 5% off at Enterprise Rent-A-Car locations worldwide. You also get 20% off admission to Cirque du Soleil shows in Canada and 15% off resident shows in Las Vegas. This is a pretty unique perk amongst Canadian credit cards, and it might be useful if you're planning a trip to Vegas in the near future. However, keep in mind that the card does come with a few big drawbacks. For starters, it has an $80,000 income requirement, so if you don't earn $80K a year, you won't be approved for this card. This makes the card less accessible to students and younger travelers and anyone who doesn't earn a pretty high salary. But another big issue is the relatively low value of BMO rewards points. While the earn rates of 5 points per dollar on travel and 3 points per dollar on dining, entertainment, and recurring bill payments may seem impressive, the lower point value means that the actual rewards you earn aren't as high as they are with other cards. So when you compare the BMO Ascend World Elite Mastercard against other Canadian travel credit cards, you'll find that your spending isn't nearly as rewarding as it could be, which is a deal breaker for anyone who wants to maximize their travel rewards. Plus, you need to spend $2,500 a month on the card to get the full welcome bonus, which is in line with premium cards, but you don't get premium benefits. And if you fail to hit the spending requirements, you'll miss out on a large portion of the welcome bonus, which makes the card significantly less appealing. I should mention that the card's $150 annual fee is waived for the first year, so the BMO Ascend World Elite can offer good value to the right kind of traveler. But in my view, the travel benefits alone aren't good enough to justify the card for most users. The 4 lounge passes a year are definitely nice to have, but you you can also get them with other cards that offer a lot more value as well. Next on our list is the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. The TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card comes with an annual fee of $139, and it's a well-regarded card for its travel rewards and benefits, especially for anyone who frequently flies with Air Canada. The 40,000 points welcome bonus on the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite is broken down like this. You'll earn 10,000 points after making your first purchase with the card, 15,000 points when you spend $7,500 within your first 6 months, and an additional 15,000 points when you spend $12,000 within your first 12 months. This means you need to spend $1,250 a month for the first 6 months to receive the full bonus, and $1,000 a month for the first year. Now, this tiered structure can yield you up to 40,000 Aeroplan points, and with Aeroplan points worth around 2 to 3 cents a piece, the welcome bonus on this card is worth around $800 to $1,200. This is pretty good for a card that costs just $139, though at the same time, it's not the most competitive in the market. Some other Canadian travel cards offer substantially higher sign-up bonuses, with some reaching 60 or even 100,000 points, so I'll share those with you a little later. 40,000 Aeroplan points is enough for a round-trip flight from Toronto to Mexico, or a one-way flight from many places in Canada to Europe or Asia. You can also use your 40,000 points to get multiple shorter round-trip flights within Canada and the US, since flights like Toronto to New York generally only cost about 12 to 15,000 points round trip. When it comes to earn rates, with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, you'll earn 1.5 Aeroplan points per dollar spent on gas, groceries, and Air Canada purchases, and 1 Aeroplan point per dollar spent on everything else. These are decent earn rates, and they're pretty good if you spend a lot of money with Air Canada, though they aren't the best. For example, there's another card at a similar price point that offers 5 times the points on groceries, which means you'd earn more than triple the amount of points with that card compared to the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. So I'll share that card with you in just a minute here, but be aware that there are some better options if you want to earn some serious points over the next year or two. So I'd say that while the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite's earn rates aren't bad, they're certainly not the best in the market. The card's strength lies more in its Air Canada specific benefits than it does in its earn rates, so let's talk about those now. The first Air Canada benefit you get with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite is a free first check bag on all Air Canada flights for you and up to 8 travel companions on the same reservation. This can actually save you a lot of money, especially for families or groups traveling together, because with check bag fees typically ranging from around $30 to $50 a bag, this one perk alone can save frequent travelers hundreds of dollars a year. The second Air Canada benefit you get with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite is preferred pricing on Aeroplan redemptions. When you have an Aeroplan co-branded credit card like the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite, you pay less for Aeroplan redemptions than you do without one. So if you redeem Aeroplan points frequently, this can save you quite a few points. Now, it's hard to share specific numbers on how much you'll save on a specific flight because the numbers are always changing and they depend on the time of year and how much room there is left on the flight you want. But as a general rule, you can expect to pay about 10% fewer Aeroplan points for flights when you have an Aeroplan co-branded credit card versus when you don't. And this is actually really substantial because if you're looking to book a round-trip flight to Asia for 80,000 Aeroplan points, you can expect to save about 8,000 points on that trip just for using an Aeroplan co-branded credit card. The third Air Canada benefit you get with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card is the status qualification boost. For every $10,000 you spend on your card, you'll earn 1,000 status qualifying miles, also known as SQM, and 1 status qualifying segment, also known as SQS, up to a maximum of 5,000 SQM and 5 SQS per year. This sounds good until you see it in a broader context, because to reach the lowest tier of Air Canada Elite status, which they call 25K, you need 25,000 SQM or 25 SQS, plus you need to hit some spending requirements. So the fact that this benefit only allows you to reach a maximum of 20% toward the lowest status tier tells me that this actually isn't all that good, and personally, I'd ignore it as you think about this card. One of my favorite travel perks of the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite is a $100 Nexus statement credit every 4 years. This credit can be used to cover the application fee for the Nexus program, which allows you to breeze through US-Canada border crossings and airport security. And with airports as congested as they are these days, it can truly save you a ton of time. Applying for Nexus costs $50 and you only need to renew your membership once every 5 years. So this credit is more than enough for you to keep a Nexus membership completely free. Now, let's talk about insurance for a minute, because the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite comes with a pretty strong travel insurance package. You get travel medical insurance, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, flight delay insurance, delayed and lost baggage insurance, and even car rental insurance. And the coverage limits on all those policies are pretty solid too. For example, you get up to $2 million in travel medical coverage for trips of up to 21 days, and up to $1,000 if your baggage is delayed or lost completely. And if your hotel room is broken into, you'll get up to $2,500 reimbursed for any items that were stolen. Overall, it's a solid insurance package that allows you to travel worry-free. And because this card is a Visa Infinite card, you also get access to some other pretty cool perks. The first of those is the 24/7 Visa Infinite concierge, which is like having a personal assistant in your pocket. For example, if you need a last-minute restaurant reservation in a city you've never been to, your concierge has you covered. If you're looking for tickets to a sold-out show, there's a decent chance they can make it happen. And if you're planning a complex trip with multiple stops, they can help you sort out the details to make things as smooth as possible. The concierge isn't magic, and they can't always work miracles, but having someone to call when you need a hand can be a real lifesaver, especially when you're traveling and are a little bit outside of your comfort zone. The next two Visa Infinite perks you get with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card are access to the Visa Infinite Dining Series and the Visa Infinite Wine Country program, which together give you access to exclusive dining and wine events across Canada. For example, through the Visa Infinite Dining Series, you can book invitation-only dinners at some of Canada's top restaurants, sometimes with celebrity chefs. And through the Visa Infinite Wine Country program, you get special benefits at nearly 100 wineries across the country, including complimentary tastings led by master sommeliers, private vineyard tours, and discounts on wine purchases. These are both pretty cool perks that are only available with Visa Infinite credit cards, so it's certainly worth considering if these sound like the kind of thing you're into. The next Visa Infinite perk is access to the Visa Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection, a collection of over 900 luxury hotels around the world. A lot of these hotels can be booked for under $300 a night, and as a Visa Infinite card holder, you automatically get access to some special bonuses, including a $25 food and beverage credit, complimentary continental breakfast for you and a guest, an automatic room upgrade when available, and late checkout when available. Now, you can't expect to walk into the Four Seasons and get a penthouse suite this way, but these perks will definitely make your stay more comfortable and save you some cash at the same time. And with over 900 properties worldwide, chances are you'll find something wherever you're headed. And the fifth Visa Infinite perk I'll talk about here is for the golfers, since you get Troon Rewards Silver status with your TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. Silver status is enough to save you 10% off green fees, merchandise, and lessons at more than 100 golf courses around the world, plus you get some additional benefits with it as well. It's no secret how expensive golf is these days, so if you're a regular golfer, this can definitely save you some money. But the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card certainly isn't perfect. One big drawback of the card is that you need an annual income of at least $60,000 or a household income of at least $100,000 to be approved for the card. This is a pretty high income requirement for a mid-tier card like this, and it's honestly kind of surprising, but that's what TD is asking for. So if you don't earn $60K a year, unfortunately this card is out of reach. But that's not the only issue with the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. The two much bigger problems are that the earn rates pale in comparison to other cards, and the welcome bonus is decent but not great. It's an alright card, but it's not the best you can do, and since my job is to find you the best of the best, I'm not satisfied with this one. Next up, we have the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. The welcome bonus on the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card is broken down like this. You'll earn 10,000 points after making your first purchase with the card, 20,000 points when you spend $5,000 within your first 4 months, and an additional 10,000 points when you spend $10,000 within your first 12 months. This means you need to spend $1,250 a month for the first 4 months to receive the full bonus, and just over $800 a month for the first year. With Aeroplan points worth around 2 to 3 cents a piece, the welcome bonus on this card is worth around $800 to $1,200. This isn't bad for a card that costs just $139, but it's also not the best in the market. Several other Canadian cards offer sign-up bonuses that are quite a bit higher, so I'll share those with you a little later. But still, 40,000 points is enough for a round-trip flight from Toronto to Mexico or a one-way flight to some parts of Europe or Asia. You can also use your 40,000 points to get multiple shorter round-trip flights within Canada and the US, since flights like Toronto to New York generally cost just about 12 to 15,000 points round trip. Now, with the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, you'll earn 1.5 Aeroplan points per dollar spent on gas, groceries, electric vehicle charging, and Air Canada purchases, and 1 Aeroplan point per dollar spent on everything else. These aren't bad, especially if you spend a lot of money with Air Canada, but they're also not the best. For example, there's another card that costs around the same amount that offers 5 times the points on groceries, which means you're earning more than triple the amount of points with that card compared to the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. So I'll share that card with you in a little bit here, but I really just want to point out that there are some better options if you want to maximize the number of points you earn. Basically, the earn rates on the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite are okay, but they're certainly not the best. Instead, the reason to get this card lies in its Air Canada specific benefits, so let's dig into those. For starters, you get a free first check bag on all Air Canada flights for you and up to 8 travel companions on the same reservation. This can save you a lot of money, especially if you travel as a family or a large group, and with baggage fees continuing to go up over time, it's a really nice perk. But you also earn Aeroplan status faster by holding this card. For every $10,000 you spend on your card, you'll earn 1,000 status qualifying miles, also known as SQM, and 1 status qualifying segment, also known as SQS, up to a maximum of 5,000 SQM and 5 SQS per year. But to be honest, this isn't that valuable of a benefit since you need 25,000 2000 SQM or 25 SQS just to reach the lowest tier of Aeroplan Elite status, so don't place too much value on this. But one benefit that is quite valuable is access to preferred pricing on Aeroplan redemptions. With the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, you can expect to pay about 10% fewer Aeroplan points for flights compared to normal. So if you're booking a one-way flight to Europe for 40,000 Aeroplan points, you can expect to save about 4,000 points on that trip just for having this card. Now, the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite does not come with a Nexus statement credit, which is a bit of a bummer since Nexus is such a time saver at US-Canada border crossings. But still, that statement credit is only worth $10 a year since the fee for Nexus is $50 every 5 years, though that is increasing to $120 every 5 years. So it'll be interesting to see if this card adds Nexus as a benefit when that change takes place. However, the card does come with a complimentary upgrade to Avis Preferred Plus, which gives you access to a dedicated customer support line and automatic car upgrades when available. Reaching Avis Preferred Plus status normally requires that you book 10 rental cars or spend $4,000 in a single calendar year, so this is a nice boost. When it comes to insurance, the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite has everything you'd expect: travel medical insurance, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, flight delay insurance, delayed and lost baggage insurance, and car rental insurance. So whether you're traveling within Canada or abroad, the insurance package that comes with the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite has you covered. But the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite also comes with some additional perks unique to Visa Infinite cardholders. The first of these is the Visa Infinite Concierge, a concierge service you can call 24/7 for help with restaurant reservations, travel planning, and a lot more. You also get access to the Visa Infinite Dining Series and Visa Infinite Wine Country program, which together give you access to exclusive dining and wine events across Canada. If you're a golfer, you get Troon Rewards Silver status, which saves you 10% off green fees and merchandise at more than 100 golf courses around the world. And on top of all that, you also get access to the Visa Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection, which is made up of more than 900 luxury hotels around the world. And as a Visa Infinite cardholder, you get access to some special bonuses, including complimentary continental breakfast for you and a guest, a $25 food and beverage credit, an automatic room upgrade when available, and late checkout when available. One great thing I haven't mentioned yet is that you'll get a rebate for the full amount of the annual fee on your CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, which is $139, which essentially makes the first year free. But with that said, the card does have its drawbacks. For starters, you need an annual income of at least $60,000 or a household income of at least $100,000 to be approved for the card. So if you don't earn $60K a year, unfortunately, you can't get this card. And I already mentioned the earn rates, which aren't the best for a card at this price point. It's a decent card overall, but still, you can do better. And I'll show you how in just a minute. The next card we need to look at is the BMO CashBack World Elite Mastercard. The welcome bonus on the BMO CashBack World Elite Mastercard gives you up to 10% cashback on everything you buy for the first 3 months. This sounds great, but in reality, it's not as good as the welcome bonuses on many other cards, because even though you're getting 10% cash back, there's a $260 limit on how much you can earn. And when you compare that against other Canadian credit cards, many of which offer sign-up bonuses worth $500 to $1,000 or more, the $260 limit starts to feel pretty small. Plus, the card carries an annual fee of $120, though that fee is waived for the first year. As for earn rates, you'll earn 5% cash back on grocery purchases, 4% on transit, including ride-sharing services like Uber, taxis, and public transportation, 3% on gas and electric vehicle charging, 2% on recurring bill payments, and 1% on everything else. These rates are pretty strong, all things considered, and they mean that you'll be earning some strong cashback rates on everything you buy. In a few minutes, I'm going to compare the earn rates on the BMO CashBack World Elite to another top earning card and show you exactly which situations this card is good for versus the other one. But for now, it's good to know that you can redeem this cashback at any time and choose to apply it as a statement credit or deposit it into a BMO savings, checking, or investment account. The BMO CashBack World Elite also comes with a wide array of insurance benefits. For example, the travel medical insurance covers up to $5 million in emergency medical expenses, which is really strong. But you're covered by a lot more than just medical insurance. If your trip is interrupted or delayed, you can claim up to $2,000 a person. And if your bags are lost, damaged, or stolen while you're traveling, you're covered as well. The card also offers purchase protection against theft, damage, or loss for 90 days from the day you buy something, and the extended warranty benefit doubles the original manufacturer's warranty for up to an additional year. Plus, if you find yourself renting cars frequently, the card's car rental collision and loss damage waiver insurance means you're covered for up to 48 days for rental cars with a manufacturer's suggested retail price of up to $65,000, which can save you a ton of money on car rental insurance fees since you can decline the rental agency's collision damage waiver and use this coverage instead. However, to get approved for the BMO CashBack World Elite, you need a pretty high credit score, generally very good or above. This means that younger Canadians will have a harder time getting approved. And if that wasn't enough, the card also has a minimum income requirement of $80,000. So unfortunately, if you aren't making $80K a year or more, this card isn't for you. Fortunately, not every credit card has such strict income requirements, which means that even if you're a student or don't have much credit built up, you can still apply and get approved. But for whatever reason, the BMO Cashback World Elite imposes some pretty strict restrictions, and there's nothing we can do about that. But what I really need to point out about the BMO Cashback World Elite is that its earn rates aren't nearly as good as they seem, because there are limits buried in the fine print that actually make them a whole lot less. For example, BMO widely advertises the card's 5% cashback on grocery purchases, but they bury the fact that this only applies to the first $500 a month. This means that if you spend $1,000 a month on groceries, you'd expect to earn 5% on that, or $50 in cashback. But in reality, you'll actually only earn $30 back, which is 3%, not 5%. And there are similar limits on all the cashback categories, which means the actual cashback you earn across all categories will trend closer toward 1% the more you spend. This means that the BMO Cashback World Elite essentially punishes you the more you spend, which doesn't make sense to me. So while the BMO Cashback World Elite does offer a few nice features, its cashback structure isn't the best, especially when you compare it against other reward programs like Aeroplan. Because while cashback cards are simple and easy to understand, you pay for that simplicity in the form of fewer overall rewards, and the BMO Cashback World Elite is no different. Despite its name, the Scotia Gold Amex isn't an American Express issued credit card in the sense that you won't find it on the Amex website. Instead, you'll need to get it directly from Scotiabank's website. Now, the Scotia Gold Amex comes with an annual fee of $120, which is pretty reasonable given the benefits it offers. Plus, the annual fee is waived for the first year, which gives you $120 of savings right off the bat. And the card comes with a welcome bonus of up to 45,000 Scene Plus points, 25,000 when you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, and an additional 20,000 Scene Plus points when you spend $7,500 in the first year. And that may sound like a lot, but let me explain why this isn't as good as it may seem. The reason is that Scene Plus points aren't as valuable as most other reward points. For example, Aeroplan points are worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, but Scene Plus points are only worth 1 cent a piece, which means that 45,000 Scene Plus points is only equivalent to about 15,000 to 22,500 Aeroplan points. If you look at this a different way, 45,000 Aeroplan points are worth about $900 to $1,350, but the 45,000 Scene Plus points you get with the Scotia Gold Amex are only worth $450. It's important to me to point this out because it's easy to try and compare two different types of points based on their absolute values, but when you consider how much the points themselves are worth, it becomes clear that other credit cards are offering quite a bit more. Plus, the spending requirement to earn the full 45,000 Scene Plus points bonus is kind of high. Earning the first 25,000 points just requires you to spend $1,000 in the first 3 months, but earning the next 20,000 points requires that you spend $7,500 in the first year. And when you consider that those 20,000 points are worth just $200, the value isn't that compelling, especially when you compare it to what you can get from other cards. I'll introduce you to a few of those cards in just a minute here, but what I want you to understand now is that Scene Plus points aren't nearly as valuable as those you get from other programs like Aeroplan. And I say all that because I don't want you to get confused when I tell you that the Scotia Gold Amex offers 5 points per dollar on grocery, dining, and entertainment purchases, 3 points per dollar on gas, transit, and streaming services, and 1 point per dollar on everything else. These numbers sound pretty strong, but when you compare them to some of the other cards I'll talk about in a minute, the other cards definitely come out ahead. Now, one of the most impressive features of the Scotiabank Gold American Express card is that it doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. This can save you a significant amount of money when traveling abroad, since most cards charge a fee of 2.5% on purchases made in foreign currencies. But with the Scotia Gold Amex, you can shop internationally without worrying about any additional fees. And this is especially valuable for frequent travelers or anyone who makes international purchases online, which includes purchases made in US dollars when you buy from US retailers, because over time, those fees add up. For example, if you spend $1,000 abroad, most credit cards will charge you a fee of around $25, which is 2.5%. But with the Scotia Gold Amex, you won't pay that $25 fee, which can make it a good option if you travel frequently. The card also offers some pretty comprehensive travel insurance coverage, including travel emergency medical insurance, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, flight delay insurance, and lost or delayed baggage insurance. And these cover a wide range of travel-related issues, which gives you some peace of mind while you're on the go. But I want to zoom in on 3 related benefits that also come with your Scotia Gold Amex: mobile device insurance, purchase protection, and extended warranty. Mobile device insurance covers new phones and tablets purchased purchase with your Scotia Gold Amex card, and you'll be covered for up to $1,000 if your device is lost, stolen, or accidentally damaged. For example, if your phone gets stolen, the mobile device insurance that comes with your Scotia Gold Amex will reimburse for the cost of replacing the phone up to $1,000, so you don't need to worry about things going wrong. Then there's purchase protection, which ensures that most items you buy with your Scotia Gold Amex are automatically insured against theft, loss, or damage for 90 days from the purchase date. Of course, it would be better if this coverage extended beyond 90 days, but it's still a nice bonus that affords you some additional peace of mind. And the third benefit here is extended warranty, which doubles the manufacturer's warranty on most items for up to an additional year. This means that if your new TV comes with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, it'll be bumped up to 2 years with your Scotia Gold Amex. This is especially valuable for electronics and appliances, which often experience issues after the manufacturer's warranty has expired. For example, if your new washing machine stops working 18 months after you buy it, the extended warranty you get with your Scotia Gold Amex will cover the cost of repairing or replacing the unit, which can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. To me, all three of these really enhance the value of the Scotia Gold Amex card because they ensure that the things I buy are protected against negative outcomes and unforeseen events. So whether you're buying a new gadget, a household appliance, or making any other significant purchase, you can shop with confidence knowing that your items are protected. You also get a few American Express specific perks with this card. You get access to front of the line, which gives you early access to ticket sales for concerts and events before they go on sale to the general public. Now, to get approved for the Scotia Gold Amex, you're going to need at least some kind of credit history, so this isn't the right fit if you're looking for your first credit card. And there is an income requirement, but it's just $12,000 a year, so if you have a part-time job, you should be able to hit that threshold. And there's something I need to clear up here because the landing page for the Scotia Gold Amex mentions that you get airport lounge access with the card, which isn't true at all. Instead, what you get is a discount to purchase a Priority Pass membership, but the discount isn't any good either. So if you're interested in a credit card that actually gives you airport lounge access, this isn't it, but I will share the best card in Canada for airport lounge access shortly. So thinking about who the Scotia Gold Amex is designed for, it's best suited for people who frequently make purchases in foreign currencies due to its no foreign transaction fees. It's also a decent fit for moderate spenders who do most of their shopping at grocery stores and restaurants, since these categories earn 5 times the points, though as I mentioned before, you can get a lot more value from other cards on that exact same spending, so I can't recommend the Scotia Gold Amex as a #1 card for that reason. But it can be a solid backup card if you spend a lot of foreign currency and have other cards that can give you better travel benefits. Because the reality is, if you're looking for an exceptional travel credit card, the Scotia Gold Amex just isn't it. Next on our list is the RBC Avion Visa Infinite card. The RBC Avion Visa Infinite card comes with a welcome bonus of 35,000 Avion points, and the bonus structure is very straightforward. You just get the points when you're approved for the card. There's no spending threshold you need to hit or anything like that. It's just a good old-fashioned 35,000 points. Now, if you're deeply embedded in the Aeroplan system like I am, you may not know what 35,000 Avion points can actually get you. So let me explain. 35,000 Avion points is enough for a round-trip flight anywhere in Canada and the US, though flights to Alaska and Hawaii do cost a bit more. In terms of how you should actually use your Avion points, I suggest transferring them to British Airways Avios or Cathay Pacific Asia Miles at a rate of 1-to-1. That way, you'll get a value of around 1 to 2 cents per Avion point. You can also transfer your points to WestJet Rewards at a rate of 1 Avion point to 1 cent in WestJet dollars, or to American Airlines A Advantage at a rate of 1 Avion point to 0.7 A Advantage miles. But I find you get better value with Avios and Asia Miles. Plus, RBC regularly offers transfer bonuses in the range of 30 to 50%, which means you can boost the value of your Avion points to the higher end of that 1 to 2 cent range. You can also redeem your Avion points through RBC's air travel redemption schedule, though generally you'll get better value by transferring them to another airline loyalty program and using them there. Because it's a Visa Infinite card, the RBC Avion Visa Infinite also gives you access to the Visa Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection, which comes with room upgrades, late checkout, and complimentary breakfast at hundreds of high-end hotels worldwide. And while the list of benefits isn't as extensive as it is with some more premium cards, this can still add a lot of value for anyone who enjoys traveling in style. You also get access to the Visa Infinite Dining Series and Visa Infinite Wine Country program, which together give you access to exclusive dining and wine events across Canada. But my favorite benefit of the RBC Avion Visa Infinite card is the Friday Friend Pass, which gives you 2-for-1 ski passes when you buy a lift ticket for a Friday at more than a dozen ski resorts across Canada. This can be super valuable if you're a regular skier or snowboarder, and the list of resorts that this is valid for includes some names you'll definitely recognize, like Revelstoke, Mont Tremblant, Kicking Horse, and Blue Mountain. And other features of the RBC Avion Visa Infinite card include 3 cents per liter off on fuel at Petro-Canada, 20% off Hertz car rentals, and a 12-month complimentary Dash Pass subscription with $0 delivery fees on orders of $15 or more. Now, with all that said, the RBC Avion Visa Infinite card is far from perfect, because when you compare it to some other Canadian credit cards, there are a few areas where it falls short. For starters, most credit cards in Canada offer higher earn rates on everyday spending categories like groceries, dining, or gas. But with the RBC Avion Visa Infinite, you only get the lowest earn rate on all those purchases, which means you're leaving a ton of money on the table. And that wouldn't be so bad if the RBC Avion Visa Infinite was offering a strong earn rate across the board, but it's not. To be honest, when it comes to earn rates, the RBC Avion Visa Infinite is actually pretty weak. You earn 1.25 Avion points on travel purchases and 1 Avion point on everything else, which is significantly lower than what you get from some of the other cards I'll introduce to you shortly. And while this may not sound like a big deal, it actually is, because the primary way you earn rewards from your credit card is through earning on your day-to-day spending. So if a card has weak earn rates, which the RBC Avion Visa Infinite does, you're going to fall behind. Plus, the card's $120 annual fee isn't waived for the first year, which it is for some similar cards. This kind of makes sense, given that you get the welcome bonus as soon as you get the card, but it also means you need to make use of the card right from the beginning in order to justify the cost. So while the RBC Avion Visa Infinite may be a good choice for someone who needs a boost to their Avios or Asia Miles balance, I can't recommend it as a long-term fixture in your wallet. The earn rates simply aren't good enough, so unless you're a very active skier or snowboarder who can take full advantage of the Friday Friend Pass, this card is a pass for me. Next up, we have the WestJet RBC World Elite Mastercard. The welcome bonus on the WestJet RBC World Elite Mastercard is pretty attractive, offering up to 450 WestJet dollars. And this bonus is split up into 2 parts: 250 WestJet dollars upon making your first purchase with the card, and the remaining 200 WestJet dollars after you spend $5,000 on the card within the first 3 months. To be clear, 1 WestJet dollar is worth 1 Canadian dollar, and they can be directly applied to the base fare of WestJet flights or vacation packages. Now, as you might expect, this card doesn't provide any benefits for Air Canada flyers like you get with a handful of other cards in Canada, but it does offer a range of WestJet specific perks that can save you a good deal of money, so let's get into those now. The first WestJet perk is the free first check bag on WestJet flights for you and up to 8 additional travel companions on the same reservation. So for a family of 4 taking 2 round-trip flights per year, this benefit alone could save you $400 or more, which is well in excess of the card's $119 annual fee. One of the more unique perks of the card is the status lift benefit, which helps you achieve higher tier WestJet status more quickly. For every $15,000 spent on the card, you'll receive $500 toward your qualifying spend for status, up to a maximum of $1,500 a year. I mentioned this status lift benefit because it's something a lot of people talk about when they talk about this card, but to be honest, it's not really valuable at all for most people. Just look at this table from WestJet's website. You need to hit $3,000 in qualifying spend just to achieve silver status, which is the second lowest of 4 status tiers. And because $15,000 spent on the card only gets you $500 in qualifying spend, you need to spend $45,000 on the card just to get halfway to silver status. So with that in mind, status lift isn't a very good perk, and I wouldn't put too much stock in it. What is a great perk though is the annual round trip companion voucher, which allows you to add a companion onto a round trip flight for a significantly reduced rate. For travel within Canada and the US, companion fares start at just $119 plus taxes and fees, and for travel outside Canada and the US, companion fares start at $399 plus taxes and fees. You won't get as much value from this companion pass as you would from the Air Canada companion pass, which comes with a handful of Aeroplan co-branded credit cards, but it's still a great benefit to have, and it's one that could make this card a solid choice for frequent WestJet customers. But if you don't want to use the companion pass at all, you can also exchange it for 4 complimentary lounge vouchers, which can be used at more than 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. This may be a better fit for you if you generally travel alone, or if you just don't have any WestJet trips coming up in the next year. On top of everything I've already shared, other features of the WestJet RBC World Elite include 3 cents per liter off on fuel at Petro-Canada, free Boingo Wi-Fi at more than 1 million Wi-Fi hotspots worldwide, and a 12-month complimentary Dash Pass subscription with $0 delivery fees on orders of $15 or more. Now, there are some drawbacks of the WestJet RBC World Elite as well, and I want to touch on those now. Probably the biggest issue with this card is that you can only spend your WestJet dollars with WestJet. And this sounds obvious, but what's not obvious obvious is how WestJet has changed in recent years, and I'm specifically talking about the company shifting its focus to Western Canada. This usually isn't too much of an issue if you live in Vancouver or Calgary, but if you're in a smaller city, especially a smaller city in Eastern Canada, then WestJet has become a lot less user-friendly. For example, WestJet flights between Halifax and St. John's, Newfoundland almost always have a stop in Toronto, which turns a 90-minute direct flight into a route that can take 24 hours or more. And similarly awkward routes are common across dozens of different cities, which means that for many Canadians, WestJet has become almost completely unusable. And this means that most of the perks that come with this card, including the companion pass, the status lift benefit, the free first check bag, and the earn rates, are also not useful for many Canadians. So as you consider getting this card, you need to ask yourself a very important question. Will you be able to use the benefits it provides? If you fly across Canada regularly, you shouldn't have a problem taking at least 1 or 2 WestJet flights. But if you're flying more regionally, or you're taking trips to the US or elsewhere, it's worth checking out WestJet's flight schedule before you commit to this card. Now let's look at the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege Card. One of the most attractive features of the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege Card is its generous welcome bonus. You'll earn up to 75,000 Aeroplan points, 20,000 points after your first purchase, 25,000 more points after spending $12,000 in the first 6 months, and the final 30,000 points after spending $24,000 in the first 12 months. This means that you need to spend $2,000 a month in order to get the full 75,000 Aeroplan points, so keep that in mind if you don't think you'll be able to spend that much. But where can 75,000 Aeroplan points take you? Well, flights inside North America that are under 500 miles typically cost between 6,000 to 10,000 points one way, which means you could book something like 3 to 5 round-trip flights to a nearby city, which might be something like Toronto or Montreal to New York or Boston, or Vancouver to Seattle or Portland. Or if you'd rather go a bit further, one-way flights between Toronto or Montreal and Vancouver generally cost around 15,000 Aeroplan points, so you could do 5 of those one-way trips, just to give you an idea. But you can also fly to the Maritimes. St. John, New Brunswick to Vancouver also costs around 15,000 Aeroplan points, and other cities like Halifax or Charlottetown to Calgary or Edmonton are around the same. But those are just the nearby flights. If you're dreaming bigger, flights from most Canadian cities to Hawaii or the Caribbean usually cost between 20,000 to 35,000 points one way, and they could be even cheaper depending on where you start from. That means that your 75,000 points could get you 1 or even 2 round trips to some world-class beaches. And if Europe is on your list, flights from Eastern Canada to Western Europe typically start at around 35,000 to 40,000 Aeroplan points one way. So with 75,000 points, you'll have enough or nearly enough for a round trip to cities like Berlin, Amsterdam, or Lisbon. But if you'd rather go to Asia, you can generally find flights for around 50 to 60,000 Aeroplan points one way. So while you probably won't have quite enough for a round trip flight to Tokyo or Bangkok, you'll have more than enough for a one-way flight, and you can either earn the rest of the points you need or just pay for your return ticket using cash. And speaking of earning, the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege offers some of the most competitive earn rates available. 2 Aeroplan points per dollar spent with Air Canada, 1.5 Aeroplan points per dollar on gas, groceries, dining, and travel, and 1.25 Aeroplan points per dollar on everything else, making it really easy to rack up Aeroplan points. This means that even your everyday purchases are accumulating points quickly, but let's look at a quick example to show you how this would play out. Suppose you spend $2,000 a month on the card, $500 on Air Canada flights, $500 on groceries and dining, and $1,000 on everything else. In this case, you'd earn 1,000 Aeroplan points from your Air Canada purchases, 750 points from groceries and dining, and 1,250 points from everything else. That's a total of 3,000 Aeroplan points a month, or 36,000 points a year, just from your regular spending. And when you add this to the welcome bonus of 75,000 Aeroplan points, you're looking at over 100,000 points in your first year, which is pretty impressive. With the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege Card, you get a free first check bag on all Air Canada flights for the cardholder and up to 8 travel companions. For a family of 4 taking 2 trips a year, this benefit alone could save you anywhere from $400 to $800 a year in baggage fees. And on top of that, you also get priority check-in, boarding, and baggage handling with Air Canada, all of which make the flying experience that much smoother. The card includes a $100 Nexus credit every 4 years, which is more than enough to cover your entire Nexus membership fee, drastically cutting down the amount of time you'll need to spend waiting in lines in airports in the US and Canada. The annual fee on the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege Card is $599, so it's not cheap, but for a lot of travelers, the benefits are well worth the cost. One of the more unique benefits you get with the card is 6 free entries per year to more than 1,200 airport lounges worldwide through the Visa Airport Companion Program. 6 lounge visits is definitely nice, but to be honest, I think it's a bit stingy for a card that costs $599 a year. I mean, come on TD, only 6 visits? That's barely enough for a couple of round trips. You do get unlimited access to Maple Leaf lounges for you and a guest when you're flying with Air Canada or a Star Alliance partner, and that's definitely better, but still, I can't help feeling it's not quite enough. If I'm shelling out $600 a year for a credit card, I expect unlimited access to a much wider selection of lounges worldwide, not just Maple Leaf lounges, which are almost exclusively in Canada. I mean, don't get me wrong, Maple Leaf lounges are fine. They've got comfy seats, free food and drinks, and all that good stuff. But what if I'm not flying with Air Canada? Or what if I'm traveling halfway around the world? In that case, those 6 Visa Airport companion passes aren't going to last long. So if you're an Air Canada loyalist or you only travel a few times a year, maybe this is enough for you. But for a card at this price point, I really think TD could do better. I'll tell you about another card that offers truly unlimited lounge access at a similar price point in a minute here, but for now, just keep in mind that this is okay, but certainly not the best. Fortunately, your TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card does come with mobile device insurance, which is a pretty nice perk, I've gotta admit. It covers your phone, tablet, or whatever mobile device you've got against loss, theft, and accidental damage up to $1,500. You just need to buy your device with your card and then make a claim if something happens. It's easy and completely free to you, so this is another nice bonus of this card. If you're aiming to get Aeroplan Elite status, you'll earn 1,000 status qualifying miles, or SQM, and 1 status qualifying segment, or SQS, for every $5,000 you spend on this card. Keep in mind though that you need to hit 25,000 SQM or 25 SQS to reach the lowest Aeroplan status tier, so in my mind, this isn't that great of a perk because it's just far too slow. However, the card does offer a way to maintain Aeroplan status more easily. Primary cardholders who also hold Aeroplan Elite status can roll over up to 200,000 SQM beyond the status level they've qualified for from the prior qualification year to qualify for status next year. This feature is particularly valuable for frequent flyers who regularly exceed their status requirements because it allows them to bank excess SQM for future use, which makes it easier to maintain or upgrade their status in future years. It also gives you a buffer in case you stop traveling for a while, but you still want to maintain your Aeroplan Elite status. But the truly special benefit of the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege is the annual worldwide companion pass. Each year, after spending $25,000 on the card, you receive a companion pass that allows you to bring a guest on a round-trip Air Canada flight for a fixed base fare ranging from $99 to $599 depending on the destination. And using the companion pass is really easy. You just sign into your Aeroplan account, search for a flight for 2 or more passengers, select the companion/buddy pass option on the search results page, and then buy the 2 tickets, one at the regular price and one at the discounted price. And this can save you a ton of money, especially on long-haul international flights, which means this benefit alone can more than pay for the card's entire annual fee. Let's look at a few specific examples to see how this would play out. On this round-trip flight from Toronto to Vancouver, the base fare adds up to $510, but with your companion pass, you'd pay just $99 for savings of $411. On this round-trip flight from Vancouver to Hong Kong, the base fare is $1,538, but with your companion pass, you'd pay just $599 for savings of $939. And on this round-trip flight from Toronto to Delhi, the base fare is $1,842, but with your companion pass, you'd pay just $599 for savings of $1,243. So as you can see, the companion pass can be extremely valuable, but of course, 2 things have to be true here. You need to spend $25,000 each year to unlock the pass, and you need someone to travel with. So if you normally travel on your own, then this benefit won't be as valuable for you. Now, while the travel benefits I've mentioned so far are certainly impressive, the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege actually offers a lot more than just flight-related perks. The card also comes with a suite of lifestyle benefits designed to enhance various aspects of your day-to-day experiences, so let's dig into a few of those now. At the heart of these lifestyle benefits is the Visa Infinite Privilege Concierge, a 24/7 concierge that can help you with a wide range of requests, from simple things like making restaurant reservations to more complex things like planning multi-city travel itineraries. It's like having your very own personal assistant, and it can save you a lot of time on administrative tasks. Foodies will appreciate the Visa Infinite Dining series, which offers access to exclusive gourmet dining events featuring well-known chefs. And the Visa Infinite Wine Country program offers special benefits at participating wineries across Canada, including complimentary tastings with top sommeliers, private tours, and discounts on wine purchases. If you like staying in luxury hotels, the Visa Infinite Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection gives you a range of unique bonuses at over 900 hotel properties worldwide, including a $25 food and beverage credit, complimentary continental breakfast for you and a guest, an automatic room upgrade when available, and late checkout when available. Plus, as a Visa Infinite Privilege cardholder, you also receive an additional 8th benefit at over 200 properties worldwide, which is generally something like a $100 food and beverage credit, a $100 spa credit, or an equivalent gift unique to the property. And when you get all these benefits alongside everything else the hotel has to offer, you end up getting similar value from luxury hotels that you would from a much less expensive property. The TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege also gets you the Visa Infinite Screening Series, which gives you special benefits at the Toronto International Film Festival and gets you access to private advanced screenings and other movie events. Plus, if you're a golfer, you'll also receive Troon Rewards Platinum status, which includes 20% off green fees, merchandise, and lessons at more than 150 golf courses worldwide. But what I like most about Troon Rewards Platinum status is that it gets you access to a selection of over 25 private golf clubs across the United States for $99 per round, which is a really impressive deal. And on top of all this, you'll also receive Diamond status at over 60 participating Sandman, Sandman Signature, and Sutton Place hotels in Canada and abroad. Diamond status is the highest status tier these properties offer, and it gives you benefits like automatic room upgrades, early check-in and late check-out, access to the property's corporate lounge, and a lot more. So if you're comparing the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card to its little brother, the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card, here are the 3 main differences for me. The 6 airport lounge passes per year, the extra 35,000 Aeroplan points you get from the welcome bonus, and the annual companion pass. But the annual fee jump from $139 to $599 is obviously a big one as well. Plus, one of the other things to be aware of with this card is that you need an annual income of $150,000 or a household income of $200,000 just to be approved for the card. So if you don't earn that much, TD will just reject your application outright, which makes this a pretty tough card to get approved for. Next in line is the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card. One of the most appealing features of the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card is the welcome bonus. You'll earn up to 60,000 Aeroplan points, which is broken down like this. You'll get 20,000 Aeroplan points after making your first purchase, 30,000 more points after spending $7,000 in the first 4 months, and the final 10,000 points after spending at least $15,000 in the first year. This means you'll need to spend at least $1,750 per month for the first 4 months, and then $1,000 a month for the rest of the first year to get the full welcome bonus. Hitting these thresholds may be tough for some people, but if you're the kind of person who can splurge for a card like this, then it's certainly achievable. Aeroplan points are worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, which means the 60,000 point welcome bonus on the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege is worth somewhere around $1,200 to $1,800, which is really good. However, keep in mind that you do need to keep the card for at least 2 years to receive the final 10,000 Aeroplan points, which means you'll need to pay at least 2 years of annual fees. In terms of earn rates, the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege gets you 2 Aeroplan points per dollar on Air Canada purchases, 1.5 Aeroplan points per dollar spent on gas, groceries, travel, and dining, and 1.25 Aeroplan points per dollar on everything else. These rates are decent, but they're not amazing, and there are other cards that earn double or even triple the number of points on certain categories with a lower annual fee. But for now, let's look at what a typical spending pattern might be to see how much value you'll get from this card. Suppose you spend $500 on groceries, $200 on gas, $300 on dining, and $500 on travel for total monthly spending of $1,500. Since you earn 1.5 Aeroplan points per dollar on each of these 4 categories, you'd earn 2,250 points per month from your spending, or 27,000 points a year. In cash terms, at 2 to 3 cents a point, that comes out to a value of $540 to $810 a year. Compared to other premium cards with similar annual fees, the earn rates are solid, but certainly not groundbreaking. What is impressive about this card, though, are its Air Canada benefits. You get priority check-in, priority boarding, and a free first check bag on Air Canada flights. Plus, these perks extend to up to 8 travel companions on the same reservation, which can save you hundreds of dollars in baggage fees if you're traveling as a family or a large group. You also get complimentary access to Maple Leaf lounges within North America, and this perk alone can justify a significant portion of the annual fee for frequent travelers, since individual lounge visits generally cost around $40 or more. But with that said, I do still feel like when you're getting a card that carries the price tag of the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card, you should be getting access to more than just Maple Leaf lounges. Because the reality is, Maple Leaf lounges are kind of hard to come by, especially if you're traveling outside of Canada. They're available in about a dozen Canadian airports, with a few in the US, but if you aren't in those specific cities, you're basically out of luck. Fortunately, the card also comes with 6 annual lounge passes from Dragon Pass, which gives you access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. So if there's no Maple Leaf lounge where you are, you can use one of your 6 annual passes instead. For some travelers, what you'll find more useful is the preferred pricing you get on Aeroplan redemptions. With your CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card, you're able to get lower rates on Aeroplan redemptions than you would without the card, which can save you a decent amount of points, usually around 10%. So if you're booking a flight that would normally use your entire 60,000 Aeroplan points balance, when you buy it using this card, you can expect to pay around 54,000 points or so, saving you about 6,000 points. The card also rebates your application fee for Nexus, which is worth $50 every 5 years, though for me, this benefit is worth a lot more. A Nexus membership makes US-Canada border crossing significantly faster and easier, saving you a ton of time at the airport, especially when the terminal is extra busy. But there are more benefits that come with the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege as well. If you rent cars frequently, the card comes with a complimentary upgrade to Avis Preferred Plus status, which gives you access to a dedicated customer support line and automatic vehicle upgrades when available. You also get access to Aeroplan Family Sharing, which allows up to 8 family members to combine their Aeroplan points to reach rewards faster. This can be super helpful if you're just a few thousand points short of a flight you want to book, and it can be a real lifesaver when you need it. But my favorite benefit of the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card is the annual worldwide companion pass, which allows you to bring a guest on a round-trip Air Canada flight for a fixed base fare ranging from $99 to $599 depending on where you're going. This can save you a ton of money, especially on long-haul international flights, so let's look at a few examples to see how much you're able to save. On this round-trip flight from Vancouver to Tokyo, the base fare is $2,271, but with your companion pass, you'd pay just $599 for savings of $1,672. And on this round-trip flight from Toronto to Sao Paulo, the base fare is $2,833, but with your companion pass, you'd pay just $499 for savings of $2,334. Now, you do need to spend $25,000 a year on the card to unlock the companion pass, but I think you can see how valuable it can be. Plus, beyond travel, the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card offers a few more unique benefits for everyday use. You get access to the Visa Infinite Dining Series and Visa Infinite Wine Country program, which together give you access to exclusive dining and wine events across Canada. You get the 24/7 Visa Infinite Privilege Concierge, which can save you a ton of time on travel planning and other administrative tasks. You get Visa's Luxury Hotel Collection, which comes with benefits like room upgrades, late checkout, and food and beverage credits at over 900 hotel properties worldwide. And you get purchase protection and an extended warranty on just about everything you buy, doubling the manufacturer's warranty for up to an additional year. There are some additional benefits I haven't talked about here, like mobile device insurance and priority services at a few Canadian airports, but I want to turn my attention to the drawbacks now because this card isn't perfect. The first major drawback you'll notice is that the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card has an income requirement of $150,000 or a household income requirement of $200,000, which makes this card pretty tough to get approved for. This is extremely high, but fortunately, the cards I'm going to share in a minute don't have such high requirements. But a second major drawback is the card's $599 annual fee. For a card with such a high fee, I'd expect to get unlimited lounge access across thousands of lounges, not just the Maple Leaf lounges in the US and Canada. And the third big drawback are the earn rates. They're decent, but they're certainly not the best, and you can earn a lot more from other cards that cost a lot less, which I'm going to share with you in a minute here. So if you're considering getting the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Infinite Privilege card, you need to ask yourself an important question. Can I hit the $25,000 annual spending threshold required to get the annual companion pass? If so, I think this card is worth considering, especially if you're planning a trip with someone else in the near future. But if not, it's probably not worth the cost because you'll get a lot more bang for your buck from a different card. And if you only travel occasionally, the annual fee on this card won't be worth it to you. In that case, you're much better off getting a card that offers higher earn rates at a lower cost, allowing you to earn more on every dollar you spend. So at this point, you've seen a ton of different travel credit cards, and they've all got some great qualities you'll probably appreciate as a frequent traveler. But I've also pointed out a handful of not so great things about these cards. Some of them impose minimum income requirements, most of them don't offer premium benefits like lounge access, and overall, their earn rates are pretty weak. So to find the best travel credit card in Canada, you need to look beyond the cards we've already seen, because as good as these cards are, they're still not the best. So let's take a look at 3 other cards that offer a lot more value than these ones, so you know what the best travel cards in Canada actually look like. The first is the American Express Cobalt card, and the Cobalt card is a long-time favorite because of the outstanding value it offers with a monthly fee of just $12.99 a month. With the Cobalt card, you can earn up to 15,000 membership rewards points in the first year by earning 1,250 points for each month that you spend $750. But that's only the beginning, because one of the most appealing aspects of the Cobalt card is its incredibly high earn rates in popular spending categories. You get 5 points per dollar on food and drink purchases, which includes grocery stores, restaurants, bars, cafes, food delivery, and more. This makes the Cobalt card an excellent choice for foodies and anyone who frequently dines out or uses food delivery services. I already mentioned that in order to maximize your welcome bonus, you need to spend $750 a month on the card. So if you were to spend that entire $750 on food and drink purchases, which is less than $200 a week, you'd get 5 times the points on that for a total of 3,750 points, plus the welcome bonus 1,250 points for a total of 5,000 points. And since membership rewards points are transferable to Aeroplan at a rate of 1-to-1, they're also worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, which means you're earning $100 to $150 in rewards on your normal food purchases every month. But in addition to food-related purchases, the Cobalt card offers 3 points per dollar on eligible streaming subscriptions, which means you can earn extra rewards on your favorite streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, and more. So for anyone who relies heavily on digital entertainment, this feature is especially beneficial, allowing you to rack up points simply by binge watching your favorite shows or listening to music. And on top of that, the Cobalt card offers 2 points per dollar on eligible transit, gas, and other travel purchases. This includes public transit, taxis, ride shares like Uber, and even parking fees. So it's perfect for city dwellers or anyone with a regular commute who finds transport as one of their highest expense categories. And if you love to travel, you'll rack up points quickly on flights, hotels, and car rentals, which will make your next trip that much cheaper. And for all other purchases, you earn 1 point per dollar spent, which ensures that no matter where you shop, you're always earning rewards. The versatility of the Cobalt card's earn rates across all these categories make it an all-rounder in your wallet, ensuring that every dollar spent is a dollar that works for you. Now, because I'm going to mention a few other American Express cards here, I want to walk you through 7 Amex-specific benefits that you get with all of these American Express cards, so I don't bore you with the details every time. The first is the suite of insurance policies that come with American Express cards. These include out-of-province or out-of-country emergency medical insurance, flight delay insurance, baggage delay insurance, hotel burglary insurance, lost or stolen baggage insurance, accident insurance, and car rental theft and damage insurance. I'm not going to go into all the details on all of these individual policies because we'd be here for hours, but I can say that these insurance policies are well respected in the industry and the claims process is generally pretty straightforward. The next 2 Amex benefits I want to talk about are purchase protection and extended warranty. Purchase protection ensures the items you buy on your Amex card against accidental damage and theft for up to $1,000. And extended warranty doubles the manufacturer's warranty for up to an extra year on items you probably already buy. These types of coverage can be incredibly valuable for expensive purchases like phones and laptops, since these are common targets for theft both within and outside of Canada. The 4th Amex specific benefit is the front-of-the-line pre-sale and reserve tickets for concerts, theater, and special events. This allows Amex cardholders to access tickets to some of the most popular events before they go on sale to the general public, which is important because getting tickets to any high-profile production in Canada is extremely tough these days. But if you have an American Express card, front of the line allows you to buy tickets before everyone else, securing your seats before the general public even has a chance. And this is true for live music events, concerts, sporting events, stand-up comedy, and other types of events as well. Number 5 is Amex Experiences, which gives you exclusive access to events and activities that you simply can't get with non-Amex credit cards. Amex Experiences is related to front of the line, but it's still distinct because on top of getting early access to publicly available events, you're also invited to things the can't access at all. For example, previous Amex Experiences events have included private dinners with celebrity chefs like Gordon Ramsay, exclusive concerts with dinner and drinks included, and shopping credits from a variety of retailers. Number 6 is Amex Offers, which gives you tailored discounts and promotions at a variety of retailers, which can easily add up to $500 a year or more. For example, you might get a discount at your favorite restaurant or a significant cashback offer from a retailer you shop at frequently. And these offers are personalized based on your spending habits, which makes it easier for you you to save money on the things you already buy. And the 7th Amex specific benefit I want to talk about is access to the hotel collection, where you get special benefits at participating hotel properties when you book through the American Express travel portal. These benefits include a $100 hotel credit and upgrades when they're available. So those are the 7 Amex specific benefits I wanted to outline, and I'm going to reference them a few times later in the video. But when it comes to the Cobalt card, we're still not done, because one benefit the Cobalt card has that other Amex cards don't is mobile device insurance. This means that if your phone is lost, stolen, or damaged, you're covered for up to $1,000 for 2 years after you buy it. That's a pretty impressive perk, especially for a card that's as inexpensive as the Cobalt card. And the Cobalt also offers tons of flexibility when it comes to redeeming your points. You can use membership rewards points for travel, including flights, hotels, and car rentals, or redeem them for statement credits, merchandise, gift cards, and more. I'd only really recommend using them for flights, since that's where you'll get the highest value, but knowing that you can use them in so many different ways gives you a lot of options. The Cobalt card also integrates seamlessly with digital wallets, including Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay, which makes it easy to use for contactless payments. This means that you can leave your physical card at home and still enjoy all the benefits and earn rates while you're on the go. The last thing I'll say about the Cobalt card here is that it's extremely accessible, which makes it the perfect entry into the American Express ecosystem or as your first ever credit card. Getting accepted by higher tier cards when you don't have much credit built up can be challenging, so if you have your sights set on a more premium card, getting the Cobalt card first is both a great way to build up your credit score and earn a ton of points along the way. This isn't an exact science, but even if you have a credit score of fair, which is significantly below good, great, and excellent, the Cobalt card is accessible to you. So in other words, if you haven't had problems with credit card debt in the past, you'll probably get approved for the Cobalt card. So the American Express Cobalt card is an exceptional choice for anyone looking to maximize their travel rewards. Its super high earn rates, unique variety of benefits, and lucrative redemption options make it a standout card for any Canadian traveler. Whether you're looking for your first ever credit card or you want to rack up points quickly so you can get a massive discount on your flights, the Cobalt card is the best card in Canada for exactly that. I've left a referral link to the Cobalt card below, so check that out if you want to guarantee that you're getting the absolute best welcome bonus. The second card I want to talk about here is the American Express Gold Rewards card, otherwise known as the Amex Gold. The Amex Gold card comes with all the benefits you'd expect of an Amex card, which I'll touch on in a second here, but it's also got a few unique things up its sleeve that make it a pretty compelling option. First, it comes with a welcome bonus of up to 60,000 membership rewards points, which is broken down really easily. You'll earn 5,000 points for each month that you spend $1,000 on the card for the entire first year. This is kind of nice because it means that even if you don't have a large purchase coming up, or if you don't spend much for a month or two, you can still earn the majority of the welcome bonus. And with American Express membership rewards points worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, that means that these 60,000 points are worth somewhere between $1,200 to $1,800, which is far in excess of the $250 annual fee. Now, to be honest, the earn rates on the Gold card aren't as good as they are on the Cobalt card. You earn 2 times the points on travel, gas, grocery, and drugstore purchases, and 1 times the points on everything else. But still, keep in mind that because membership rewards points are worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, this means that a 2x earn rate with an Amex card is like a 5x or even 10x earn rate with many other Canadian cards. So you can't just take the multiplier at face value. But even with lower earn rates than the Cobalt card, the Gold card does offer some benefits that the Cobalt doesn't, and it's with these travel benefits that the Amex Gold really starts to get interesting. For example, the Gold card offers a $100 annual travel credit that you get every year that you have the card. You can use the credit on any travel booking like flights, hotels, or car rentals made through American Express's travel portal, and it effectively reduces the card's annual fee down to $150. The Amex Gold also offers a $50 Nexus statement credit every 4 years, which means you'll breeze through US-Canada border crossings and save yourself a bunch of time at the airport. But my favorite feature of the Amex Gold card is airport lounge access. The Gold card comes with 4 entries to Plaza Premium airport lounges every year, where you can grab some free food, free drinks, or just make use of the space to work or relax. Plaza Premium lounges are in 5 airports in Canada: Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. So if you find yourself in any of those airports regularly, this can be a very valuable perk. Now, remember the 7 Amex specific benefits I mentioned earlier? The insurance coverage, purchase protection and extended warranty, front of the line, Amex experiences, Amex offers, and the hotel collection? Well, you get all those with the Gold card as well, which makes it even more valuable than a lot of other cards. But I'm sure you're also wondering, how does the Amex Gold card differ from the Cobalt card? Well, Now, it has a much higher welcome bonus of 60,000 points versus 15,000 points, so that's a big difference right there. But at the same time, its earn rates on things like groceries are lower. The Cobalt card earns 5 times the points on groceries, while the Gold card only earns 2 times the points. So in a minute, I'm going to tell you how I think about these two cards, because it may not be obvious yet which one is best for you. But first, we need to talk about the hardest hitter among all travel credit cards in Canada, the American Express Platinum card. I first got my Platinum card nearly a decade ago, and it's been an absolute game changer when it comes to travel perks and benefits, which is why it's become widely known as the best travel credit card in Canada. It comes with a welcome bonus of up to 100,000 membership rewards points, which is split into 2 pieces: 70,000 points after you spend $10,000 in the first 3 months, and the remaining 30,000 points when you make any purchase between months 14 and 17. And at 2 to 3 cents a piece, the 100,000 points welcome bonus alone is worth $2,000 to $3,000. Now, obviously, if the prospect of spending $10,000 in 3 months seems impossible to you, then this may not be the right card for you. In that case, you're better off getting the Cobalt card or the Gold card and upgrading to the Platinum a month or 2 before you have to make a big purchase. That way, you maximize your chances of getting approved for the Platinum card, and you'll get all the benefits of the other cards in the meantime. Now, when it comes to earn rates, the Platinum card offers 2 points per dollar on eligible dining, food delivery, and travel purchases, and 1 point per dollar on everything else. And when you factor in that these points are worth 2 to 3 cents each, this is better than most cards in Canada, but it's still behind the powerhouse Cobalt card. But where the Platinum card really shines is in its travel benefits. First, you get a $200 annual travel credit, which you can use for any travel booked within the American Express travel portal. You also get a $200 annual dining credit, which can be used at a curated list of Canada's top restaurants. This will be harder to use if you live in a more rural area, but even if that's the case, most of us find ourselves in a major city at least once a year, so you should be able to make use of this benefit as well. Platinum card holders also get access to the Fine Hotels and Resorts program, which gives you a ton of benefits at over 1,000 luxury properties worldwide. These benefits include room upgrades, daily breakfast for 2, guaranteed 4 p.m. late checkout, noon check-in when it's available, and a unique property amenity such as a $100 food and beverage credit. These are all complimentary, and you'll get them every time you book one of these properties using your Platinum card. But we're still just getting started with all the travel benefits that come with the Platinum card, because Platinum card holders also receive complimentary elite status with several hotel loyalty programs, including Marriott Bonvoy Gold Elite status and Hilton Honors Gold status. These statuses come with their own set of perks, including room upgrades, late checkout, and more. So if you stay in hotels more than once or twice a year, the Platinum card can make your travels a whole lot more enjoyable. The Platinum card comes with a $100 Nexus statement credit every 4 years, which is more than enough to cover the cost of expedited border crossings in Canada and the US. And it also comes with some additional airport benefits that very few other cards include, like access to the priority security lane at Pearson International Airport in Toronto, complimentary valet service, and discounts on airport parking. Now, the elephant in the room is that the Platinum card carries an annual fee of $799. And if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be paying this much for a credit card, I would have told you you're crazy. But with all these benefits, including the $200 annual travel credit, the $200 annual dining credit, a welcome bonus worth $2,000 to $3,000, and all the other benefits I've mentioned, the annual fee becomes really small in comparison. Plus, I haven't even mentioned the 7 Amex specific benefits that I talked about earlier: the insurance coverage, purchase protection and extended warranty, front of the line, Amex experiences, Amex offers, and the hotel collection. And on top of all this, Platinum card holders also get access to the Platinum Concierge, a 24/7 premium concierge service that can save you a ton of time on travel planning and other administrative tasks. I won't go in depth on the Platinum Concierge now, but trust me when I say it's a pretty impressive service, and it's completely free with your Platinum card. But even this is just the beginning, because for me, the big blockbuster benefit of the Amex Platinum card is unlimited airport lounge access. Unlike some other travel credit cards, which give you a few passes a year to a limited selection of airport lounges, the Platinum card gets you unlimited access to more than 1,000 airport lounges all over the world. And if you've never grabbed some free food and drinks in an airport lounge before takeoff, it's hard to describe how much better it makes the travel experience. All I can say is that I regularly find myself going to the airport hours in advance so I can spend some time in the lounge, get some work done, and have a nice meal before I depart. And just in case those 1,000+ lounges weren't enough, the Platinum card also gets you access to American Express's own Centurion lounges, which are highly exclusive, high-end lounges that can't be accessed in any other way. So not only will you be spending time in airport lounges after you get yourself a Platinum card, you'll be spending time in some of the most comfortable, fashionable airport lounges in the world. Now, if you're wondering why I've chosen these cards over American Express's Aeroplan co-branded cards, which may seem like the obvious choice here, I've got a good reason for it. It's not because those are bad cards, but because these cards are even better. For example, with the Amex Aeroplan card, you get 50,000 welcome bonus points, but with the Amex Gold card, you get 60,000 points plus a $100 annual travel credit and 4 lounge passes per year, neither of which you get with the Aeroplan card. And with the American Express Aeroplan Reserve card, you get unlimited access to about 15 Maple Leaf lounges in Canada and the US. But with the Platinum card, you get unlimited lounge access to more than 1,000 lounges, plus access to American Express Centurion lounges, which you don't get with the Aeroplan Reserve card. So with all that said, let's zoom out for a second to make sure we're still focused on the bigger picture, because my job here is to help you choose the best credit card for your specific needs. And the reality is, these 3 cards are the best options for you, but the final decision of which of these 3 cards you get is up to you. So here's how I suggest you make that choice. If you want to earn as many points as possible, get the Cobalt card. You can pretty easily earn 50 to 100,000 Aeroplan points in a single year just by moving your everyday spending onto a Cobalt card. And because the cost of the card is so low, the Cobalt is a card you should have in your wallet for years to come. If you want the best of the best when it comes to travel rewards, get the Platinum card. You'll have access to more perks than you know what to do with, and with the massive welcome bonus the Platinum card is offering right now, you truly can't go wrong. And if you still want a little taste of luxury, but you can't stomach the annual fee on the Platinum card, get the Gold card. You'll still get a very strong welcome bonus, and you can always upgrade to the Platinum card down the road. But let me share a secret with you about all this. The pro level strategy here is to get 2 of these cards, either the Gold or the Platinum plus the Cobalt card. That way, you get a bunch of points from your welcome bonus, and you're able to earn a ton of points every single month moving forward. It gives you the best of both worlds, and if you're serious about traveling more in the future than you have in the past, getting 2 of these cards is the way to do it. I've left links to the best possible sign-up bonuses on all these cards in the description below, and I suggest you take action and get your new card today, because offers like these are never around for long. Now, if you're wondering why I've chosen these cards over American Express's Aeroplan co-branded cards, which may seem like the obvious choice here, I've got a good reason for it. It's not because those are bad cards, but because these cards are even better. For example, with the Amex Aeroplan card, you get 50,000 welcome bonus points, but with the Amex Gold card, you get 60,000 points plus a $100 annual travel credit and 4 lounge passes per year, neither of which you get with the Aeroplan card. And with the American Express Aeroplan Reserve card, you get unlimited access to about 15 Maple Leaf lounges in Canada and the US. But with the Platinum card, you get unlimited lounge access to more than 1,000 lounges, plus access to American Express Centurion lounges, which you don't get with the Aeroplan Reserve card. So with all that said, let's zoom out for a second to make sure we're still focused on the bigger picture, because my job here is to help you choose the best credit card for your specific needs. And the reality is, these 3 cards are the best options for you, but the final decision of which of these 3 cards you get is up to you. So here's how I suggest you make that choice. If you want to earn as many points as possible, get the Cobalt card. You can pretty easily earn 50 to 100,000 Aeroplan points in a single year just by moving your everyday spending onto a Cobalt card. And because the cost of the card is so low, the Cobalt is a card you should have in your wallet for years to come. If you want the best of the best when it comes to travel rewards, get the Platinum card. You'll have access to more perks than you know what to do with, and with the massive welcome bonus the Platinum card is offering right now, you truly can't go wrong. And if you still want a little taste of luxury, but you can't stomach the annual fee on the Platinum card, get the Gold card. You'll still get a very strong welcome bonus, and you can always upgrade to the Platinum card down the road. But let me share a secret with you about all this. The pro level strategy here is to get 2 of these cards, either the Gold or the Platinum plus the Cobalt card. That way, you get a bunch of points from your welcome bonus, and you're able to earn a ton of points every single month moving forward. It gives you the best of both worlds, and if you're serious about traveling more in the future than you have in the past, getting 2 of these cards is the way to do it. I've left links to the best possible sign-up bonuses on all these cards in the description below, and I suggest you take action and get your new card today, because offers like these are never around for long. Now, I've already spent a few minutes of this video talking about the crazy earn rates you get with the Cobalt card, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it's the highest earning credit card in Canada. With points worth 2 to 3 cents a piece, and the Cobalt offering 5 times the points on food and drinks, you're getting back 10 to 15% of whatever you spend at grocery stores, restaurants, bars, cafes, and food delivery services. And there's a small group of Canadians who are capitalizing on this big time to earn a serious amount of Aeroplan points, and they're using those points to fly around the world multiple times a year. So to learn exactly what that group is doing to earn 5 to 10 times the number of Aeroplan points as everyone else, watch this video next.